So the key point here is that wild birds don't get their calcium by going and eating cuttlefish bone. Again, I've been in central Queensland recently. I didn't see a lot of cuttlefish, and so the birds there are getting their calcium and their chelated calcium and most of their other nutrients from green sappy seeds, right? We feed our birds on dry seed, and this is a really important distinction. The reason we feed dry seed is simple. We can store it. It doesn't go mouldy. The reason Australian farmers hate cockatoos is because the cockatoos are smart enough to be on the grain when it's still green and sappy and fresh and full of nutrients before the farmer can harvest it. And actually, I should have shown, I've got a video of a sorghum field covered in sulfur-crested cockatoos. So the farmers there really hate the cockies. But green sappy seeds seem to have more chelated calcium in them. And this is just one of the things from years ago that we worked out. Owls are about the only bird of prey that eats their prey whole. So they eat the meat, the feather, the gut, the bone. And what do? They expel a pellet with the feather protein, which by the way is very rich in methionine, this stuff we thought was important, but they can't get that methionine out of it. So the feather is useless to them, and the pellet's got the bone in it. So if bone was a good source of calcium that owls needed, they wouldn't have learnt to spit it out. They'd keep it inside. So, use chelated calcium supplements. Most of them are liquids, not all of them. We've had to develop powdered ones for the horse industry because the liquid ones are frankly too expensive to put down an animal as large as a horse. Add it to soft foods or fresh foods wherever possible. This is just another one of my hobby horses. If your birds are eating fresh fruits and vegetables, they will be getting all of their water requirements from that, and they won't drink. So don't put supplements in the water unless your birds are on a really dry diet, right? Also, we can't put the methionine in the water unless you want your bird's water to smell of rotten cabbages. So there are two good reasons not to put supplements in water. We do have in water supplements for desperate measures, but and one of the things that we learnt the hard way about chelated calcium supplements is that they're best not given every day. The birds are better off having a break from them, and when they have a break from them, they actually learn to regulate them properly, and we get much better results. So in horse behaviour, we get better consistent results when we feed it inconsistently. So you'll find that our recommendation is twice a week for non-breeding birds and 5 times a week for breeding birds, and that break just helps them. And yeah, another one of my hobby horses. The number of people that will phone us up and say, oh, well, I've been using your Calcivet and my bird's still lying on its back with its feet in the air. And you go, okay, how much are you doing? Oh, I put 3 drops a day in. Okay, all right. Yeah, give the amount that it tells you to give, and you will probably do okay. So these are our chelated calcium supplements that in the UK, they're all called Calcivet. So you can buy the liquid version from 50 mils to 5 litres. But we've also got powdered versions here. And this is just a good example of things going in circles, if you like. We made the observation on parrots and behaviour. We took that to horses. That forced us to produce powdered supplements because they were much cheaper. It's quite expensive to make these liquids. And hey presto, that means we can offer you guys powdered supplements. I think this is almost a statement of the obvious. If they're going to be deficient in one nutrient, they're going to be deficient in a whole pile of other nutrients. So I'm not a huge fan of just picking individual, give this bird vitamin B6 or something like that. Give a broad spectrum supplement, such as our Daily Essentials 3 or our Easy Birds. And this is a final comment down at the bottom here. No pellets contain chelated calcium. So if you're feeding pellets, you can't be feeding chelated calcium. There's no problem with feeding a chelated calcium supplement on top of your pellet.